Hi you guys, it's been a minute. Sorry, I know I said I was going to upload every other day, but then Miles, the most expensive rescue dog in all of the land, broke my laptop. But it looks like we're back in business and it might be working again. I thought I would tell you guys a little bit of a story, or kind of maybe catch you up on like where I'm at in my life and like what's going on, because I know there's a lot of like new subscribers here. So hi and welcome to my channel. I'm getting shy. I'm super excited that it's finally growing. Like I've been wanting this for 5 years, well for 10 years, but I finally got brave enough to actually start the channel 5 years ago. So I've been wanting it to grow for a very long time, and there's been a lot of people that have told me in my life that like this is never gonna happen for me, and now it's happening. So yay. Don't stop believing. So anyways, I thought I'd tell you guys a really cool story. Yes, I'm in a house. I met a super hot guy by the lake, and he invited me to come stay at his house for a little bit while I work out some things. So I'm establishing residency here, and I'm getting a driver's license, and getting rid of my California residency because of how expensive taxes are in that state. So if you're new to this channel, yes, I used to live in San Diego, California, where I was running a company. I made a lot of money. I didn't know how to do my taxes. I messed up really bad. And yeah, I just found myself like living in a house that I could no longer afford on my own, renting. My rent was like $2,500, then they wanted $3,500, and it was just, I couldn't sustain my lifestyle anymore in California. So I decided when they were gonna raise the rent, and they essentially kicked me out, I was looking at like different comps in the neighborhood, like looking at all the comps in the neighborhood, and the only thing I could afford was like a studio apartment, and I can't do that. I couldn't go from like having a garage and now turning in, I'm like a self-made mechanic all of a sudden and flipping trucks to like having just an apartment, right? So I decided to buy an RV in hopes of traveling across the United States and just maybe finding a new home that's more affordable, because I used to live in Louisiana when I was in my early 20s just for a summer, and it was really affordable. It was like $800 for an entire house. So I bought this RV and I re-roofed it myself, and I decided to get on the road. I sold everything that I own, everything. I don't have a storage unit, you guys. Everything I own is in that Bronco. And the last thing there was to sell was my Ford Bronco, but I just couldn't do it. And so I decided that I would try to tow it across America behind my RV. And then something hit me, like I just woke up one day and was like, that's not gonna happen. Like I'm not gonna be in this 22-foot RV towing a Bronco by myself, like no one to help me park. You guys are super distracting. So I decided to ditch the RV and turn my Bronco into a tiny home, since it was just something that I could not part ways with. And what a good choice that was. And so I started traveling across the United States. I really thought I would stay in Louisiana, but I wanted to make it at least to New York to see my old girlfriend, Amanda. You guys will see a lot of Amanda, I think, very soon here. And I made it to New York, and all of a sudden something inside me was like, you just need to keep traveling. This feels right. Like I don't want to settle down yet. And so I went ahead and decided to like try to do the full circle around the United States of America. And where am I at now? South Dakota. Oh, so I registered my Bronco in South Dakota about 2 years ago. I was having a hard time registering it in California. It was really expensive and it wasn't passing smog. So someone found me on Instagram and said, hey, my husband registers all of his cars in South Dakota. Call the Vermilion office. And so I did that, and I was able to register my car, and they sent me my new plates like within, God, it was like 3 days or something. And so I always figured that I would go to South Dakota and then establish residency and get a driver's license so that everything matched up, right? So when Buddy unfortunately lost his eye because of Miles, something in my heart just told me, you need to go straight to South Dakota and heal there. I'm gonna get emotional. So I drove all night and I made it to South Dakota, where the vet was a fraction of the price. Like in Indiana, she wanted over $3,000. I'm sorry, over $2,000. She said, take out a loan for $3 just in case, just to remove his eye. And in South Dakota, it cost me only like $600 to have both dogs neutered and his eye removed. So right off the bat, it was the best decision. And as I was like near Vermilion, you guys, I'm putting you outside. Come on. Outside, you two. Outside. You too, mister. So when I was in Vermilion, it was just so hot. It was too insanely hot for me to be able to stay there with having 3 dogs in a car. Something in my heart just told me I needed to go to the other side of South Dakota. Oh, it's just the most amazing story. So I drove and I made it to the other side of South Dakota, and where all of a sudden I heard about this place called the Black Hills. And I drove into the Black Hills and I saw Mount Rushmore. And it just was really cool. Like, we're at pretty high altitude. And so I was like, okay, I need to find a place to camp so that Buddy can heal. You know, like, he just had his eye removed, his balls removed. I wanted him to not be like knocked around in the Bronco. I wanted to find a place where we could just stay. So I went to a KOA and they wanted $61 a night. I can't afford that. And so I kept driving and I just drove into the Black Hills. And I stayed at, it was like, I think a Hotel USA or something in Hot Springs, South Dakota. And I just parked in between 2 vans and slept there. And then I woke up in the morning and something just like guided me. Something told me to drive down this road. And I drove down this really long dirt road. There was like no signs that said like free camping over here. Like, there was no indication that this magical place I was about to find was waiting for me. And I just kept, it's so unlike me too. I just kept driving down this road, and next thing I knew, I found this like campsite, and it was right on the lake. And so I went to the neighbor that was camping, and I said, where do I pay for this campsite? And he said, no, this is free. I was out of, I think there was like, I don't know how many spots there are, maybe like 20 spots. I was the only one that had my own beach. Like, they have fire pits, and you're allowed to camp there for 14 days. And so that was the video that you guys saw, that I was officially living in a national forest. I know a lot of you are saying like, you can't legally live in a national forest, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. I'm following the law. You can stay there for 2 weeks, so that's what I did, and it was life-changing. I officially quit smoking cigarettes while I was there, stopped eating fast food, and I started studying like nutrition and what I can do to help balance things out. Like, I have a lot of mood swings and I'm trying to like get a handle over it, and I've learned a lot about B vitamins, and so now I'm like kind of like on a B vitamin diet a little bit. And yeah, so I was able to spend 2 weeks in the most magical place I've ever seen in my entire life. And had I not found Miles, the most expensive rescue dog in all the land, I don't think I would have been brave enough to drive down that dirt road, because he brings me so much security. I just feel like even if I break down, as long as I have Miles, everything's gonna be okay. And so Miles has like saved my life, even though he has cost me so much money by like, just destroying everything that I own. He obviously has like abandonment issues and anxiety when I leave him. Like, if I just have to go into the grocery store, I come back and he's destroyed something of mine. But it's so worth it, because staying down near that lake changes who I am forever. And so a couple days before my 14 days of free camping were up, I went and met some other guys. They like did a van build, so I was checking out their van build, and we were sitting down and having dinner, and this really incredibly handsome guy walked up that was camping next door with like, I think it was 3 generations, like his whole family were there. And he walked up, and immediately I'm like, oh my God, this guy is really freaking cute. And he wasn't giving me much attention, and I was like trying to do anything I could to get this guy to talk to me and find out if he had like a wife and kids there. But yeah, it just so happens he didn't. So we were talking that night, and then I went back to my campsite, went to sleep, and the next day he drove up and he was like, hey, you left your hat at the campsite. He was like, I'm going home, so nice to meet you, can I get your number? And I'm like, what, you're going home? Like, that's a really bad idea. And he said, really? I'm like, yeah, you need to stay. Like, you need to pitch your tent on my campsite and stay. And so he's like, okay, and he stayed. And then we had a great time, and we just like had a really good time. And so then the next day I, told him about like what I'm trying to do about establishing residency and stuff, and he said that I can come and stay at his house for a few days. So that's where I'm at. I got my DMV appointment in a few days, and I got to take a driver's test, right? So it's been a while since I've done that, and we've just been having a really good time. South Dakota, forever in my heart. Going to Colorado next to meet up with Bob Wells. Super excited about that. I think that guy is such a legend, and he lit up my world when he told me he wanted to interview me, and he said he was going to be in Colorado. So I'm going to Colorado after I get my driver's license here in South Dakota, and then I want to explore Idaho and Montana. I just hear that those two states are like hidden gems, and it might be a place that I eventually settle down. So that's what's next. That's what's next for me, I guess. That's the plan if you have to have one. My heart is so full. I felt that at the lake. Like, it was funny because so many people say, you'll find someone incredible when you're not looking for them. I was literally doing a live stream, which I deleted because I was being just raunchy mouth, and I was saying, like, I'm not craving anything right now. Like, I'm not craving babies, I'm not craving a house, I'm not craving a husband. I was so satisfied exactly where I was at. Like, I felt very fulfilled. Just that lake, the Black Hills, man. Black Hills, South Dakota. You want to go heal? Go to the Black Hills. I just felt really good, and then to like meet this guy, it's just like it made my love cup I just feel overwhelmed with. He's just nice, and so it's been fun to just be around someone that's really kind, like really kind. And I always go for the guys that hurt me, and so just to be around a good person, and I met his whole family, and like they're all just so kind. This is just like the biggest gift, This experience has made me very spiritual, and it's like, it's undeniable now that there's got to be a higher power, there's got to be angels, there has to be somebody up there that is like guiding us and giving us an inner voice, and we just have to listen. And so I've really like been listening to that gut feeling that I have, and look at the outcome. Like, I'm having the time of my life. And so I always want to remember this, and that's why I wanted to make this video also, because this is obviously like my diary. And I'm not wearing a bra. Whatever. Yeah, you guys have really made me feel very confident about my body. You guys are just being so kind to me. Everyone's being so kind and making me feel very powerful. Like, I just feel very good. I feel beautiful, and I feel like everything that I am inside. So thank you for that. Sorry I get emotional all the time. It's just when you've been through so much in your life. Like, I've been through so much heartache and so much pain, and so when you start to feel so much joy, it's overwhelming. Like, I just have this like swell of emotions inside me, and you guys are all just like pushing me through, and you keep donating to me and like helping me. It's insane. I don't know what I did to like deserve all of this love and support, but hopefully I'm here to inspire other people that you just got to keep pushing through the hard times, and like there's so much light at the end of the tunnel. Like, there's so much light. You just got to keep going. I could die tomorrow, and I just feel like I have lived a beautiful life. This is coming from a girl that severely wanted to kill herself not too many years ago, and now I just have this like desire to live. I just want to live so freaking bad, and that's why I wanted to quit smoking, and I don't want to be eating bad things. Like, I just need to somehow find a way to live as long as I can possibly live, because life is just the most beautiful gift if you just power through the hard times and you ask for help and you get support. And okay, I'm gonna stop because it makes me like okay, so I just wanted to like catch you guys up and if you're new here, now you can get, you know a little bit more about my story. And sorry, it's super hot, so I'm like sweating. Okay, now I'm gonna try to edit this video, and I hope that you guys continue to come along on this journey with me, because we're having so much fun. I built a shower on my Bronco, so I can't wait to show you guys that. And yeah, I'm gonna catch up a little bit on the editing since my computer was broke, so we're gonna catch up and let's keep pushing forward. So yeah, we'll be here in South Dakota for the next couple weeks. Then we're going to Colorado to meet Bob Wells. Oh, that's gonna be a great conversation. Can't wait to meet that guy. I kind of want to touch his beard. if he'll let me. Hey buddy, he's got a great beard. And then yeah, Montana, Idaho, we'll have officially done like a whole loop around the United States. And then I want to blow through like Central America, like the middle, right? And eventually make it to Tennessee, since that's like where this all started. I said I wanted to move to Tennessee. So there's a lot ahead, and I hope you guys are excited and welcome. Buckle up, baby, because we're about to go for the ride of our life. Okay, bye.